Are you thinking about buying a home in Prosper, Texas? Well, hold up, because Prosper is not for everyone, I promise. And making a hasty decision could cost you time, money, heartache, and the dreams of a happy future if you move to Prosper and it's just a mistake. But here's the good news. In this video, I'm going to be giving you the insider information you need to decide for yourself the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the yin, the yang on important issues like education, employment, housing, taxes, entertainment, shopping, and more. And if deciding which town to move to feels overwhelming, well, that's because you are in the fuzzy front end of just trying to figure out all the moving parts. It's a lot to process, but it's what you need to do to make sense for such a massive decision. And that's why you need to stick with us until the end, and I'm going to show you how you can process all the moving parts, minimize the stress while finding exactly what you want. So let's dive in right away, and we're going to go first for a general overview of the town we call Prosper, Texas. You know, Prosper is a vibrant and rapidly growing city located in both Collin and Denton counties. It's 37 miles north of Dallas, about a 50 or 60 minute drive depending on traffic, and 32 miles northeast of DFW Airport, or about 30 or 45 minutes depending on traffic. Now, Prosper has a population of approximately 37,746 residents, and as of 2023, it put Prosper in a category of a small town. But this small town packs a big punch, and its growth rate is something to really behold, with an incredible 56% increase in population from just 2010 to 2020. It is centrally located north of Frisco, Texas, with US 380 being the southern border of Prosper, and the centrally located and very important roads of Preston Road and the Dallas North Tollway running pretty much right up through the middle of Prosper, Texas. A little background on Prosper, guys. The area was first settled in 1846, started out as two small farming communities, which were very close to each other. And in 1902, they merged into the single town we now know as Prosper. And Prosper built its success on cotton and the grain industries, including corn and wheat and all kinds of other grains. But you can still see today the grain storage elevators on Old Main Street next to the railroad tracks, and those railroad tracks that enabled Prosper to ship their product to the world, literally. So talk about small town, though. There have only been less than a couple of hundred people living in Prosper over the years. Heck, they even had the same mayor for 49 years, if you can believe that. And in 1980, there were only 675 residents in Prosper. You know, but the leaders of Prosper have been savvy as planners and visionaries. Not only is Prosper one of the most sought-after communities in North Texas, but they have managed to achieve excellence, maintaining a good quality of life, where families and people are important. And that's really their focus, is a family-oriented community, a residential-oriented community, continuing to live by the town motto of a place where everyone matters. And for those of you who prioritize education, Prosper is an excellent choice with an A+ scorecard from niche.com. In terms of demographics, guys, Prosper tends to be an overachiever on most stats. The median household income is almost $160,000, and the average household income is above $198,000. And when we look at home values, the median home values in Prosper is a whopping $794,500. And believe it or not, over 50% of the adults in Prosper hold a bachelor's degree or higher, which is all well above national average. And even publications like Wall Street Journal, USA Today, and Dallas News have often characterized Prosper as a city with a small town charm with the amenities of a larger city. It's a place where you can enjoy the best of both worlds, really. A relaxed community, centric lifestyle with easy access to both economic opportunities and cultural attractions, because the cities that surround it here in North Texas are just a very brief drive away with so much more to do, even though you're living in Prosper. So let's get into the first of 7 characteristics we're going to look at about Prosper, Texas. Number 1, education. You know, the Prosper Independent School District, we call it ISD, is highly rated. As per niche.com, Prosper Independent School District has an overall grade of A+ on just about every metric, ranking it among the top school districts in Texas. As a matter of fact, the district includes 12 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, 3 high schools. Prosper High School, Rock Hill, and Walnut Grove High Schools are the high schools. And for athletics, it is ranked 6 out of 964 school districts in Texas, and it's ranked the 18th district out of 1,052 school districts in general in the state of Texas. So we're talking about top drawer in Prosper, Texas when it comes to education. I mean, so much so that the student to teacher ratio is approximately 17-1, which is slightly higher than the state average, but still allows for individual attention. You know, according to greatschools.org, Prosper High School has a college readiness index of 7 out of 10, indicating a strong preparation for post-secondary opportunities. And you can really see the district's commitment to education reflected in the test scores. On average, 85% of students in the district meet or exceed state proficiency standards in math and 80% in reading. I mean, this again is a bit higher than the state average. And the district also boasts a high graduation rate with approximately 98% of students graduating from high school. Close to 85% of these graduates go on to attend college, which is significantly than the national average. So, and in terms of extracurricular activities, if you're interested in that, Prosper High School offers a range of athletic programs boasting excellent facilities and competitive teams. You know, Prosper ISD built the Children's Health Stadium just very recently, which was completed in August 2019. And this state-of-the-art facility, it looks like a university stadium that cost $52 million to build, provides top-tier facilities for the students. And if vocation is the calling, Prosper offers a variety of CTE or career technical education vocational programs to students as well. So I'm curious, I just gave you a big brain dump on Prosper ISD. So enter into the chat down below. What do you think of how your kids would fare in such a school district? Or if they're in the school district, tell us what you think of it. But what do you think of this school district based on this information? So let us know down in the chat. Let's go to number 2, employment. Guys, it's essential to note that while there are some corporations and businesses within the city limits of Prosper, Prosper is not traditionally viewed as a corporate hub. Instead, it's really known primarily as a residential area or a great suburbia, offering a peaceful and community-oriented environment away from all the hustle and bustle of the urban and commercial centers. That being said, the city is home to a number of small to medium-sized businesses and retail establishments that do serve the community well. The shops at Prosper Trail, for instance, house numerous local businesses offering a range of services from dining to retail. And for larger employment opportunities, many residents commute to nearby cities or they work from home, but their employment is really in nearby cities. Like, for example, Dallas. It's about 45 to 55 minutes away, or Frisco and Plano, 15 to 20 minutes away, which are noted for their thriving tech sectors and corporate headquarters. And they're just really popular places where people who live and prosper actually work. You know, major corporations such as Toyota, Liberty Mutual, JP Morgan Chase have large operations in the Frisco area. They provide abundant employment opportunities for those living in Prosper. So while Prosper might not be the city with the densest concentration of corporations, its strategic location near major commercial hubs, coupled with its commitment to maintaining a primarily residential character, offers a balance that many people may find attractive. And so that takes us to number 3, housing and safety. You know, in Prosper, we'll find a community that is safer than most, but the train is quickly leaving the station when it comes to affordability, especially first-time home buyers. According to Netris, North Texas Real Estate Information Services, the average home value in Prosper exceeds $800,000. And according to Altos Research, the average list price of homes currently on the market when this video was produced exceeds $900,000. Now, are there opportunities in the 600s? Sure. Maybe even lower? Sure. But in general, the housing prices in Prosper are significantly higher than the national median, reflecting the city's robust real estate market and its sought after nature for being this great residential suburbia. But even so, Prosper's real estate market is quite competitive, with homes typically receiving multiple offers, selling around list price most of the time. And the average homes in Prosper spend about maybe 45 to 55 days on the market, also according to Netris, which just reflects the desirability of this city. So it's also experiencing significant growth in new construction homes, with communities like Windsong Ranch, Star Trail, and so many more, drawing prospective homeowners with their extensive amenities in these communities and high quality homes. In terms of safety, Prosper ranks very high. According to the FBI's 2022 Uniform Crime Reporting Program, Prosper has one of the lowest crime rates in the area, with a ratio of 1.8 police officers per 1,000 residents, a higher rate than the U.S. average. And the city prides itself on its commitment to public safety and community-oriented policing strategies. Quality of life in Prosper is also rated highly, with the city consistently earning high marks on niche.com annual Best Places to Live in Texas rankings. Factors contributing to this include the city's emphasis on strong community values, commitment to public safety, and the availability of quality public services. It's a combination of all these factors contribute really to a sense of safety and security that makes Prosper an attractive place to live for a lot of people. But based on everything I just said about the affordability and selection of homes versus the safety, is it going to be a pro or a con for you? You decide. Another thing to put down in the comments if you're thinking about safety and housing. So let's crank up to number 4 here, and that's entertainment, dining, and shopping, one of my favorite. So let's now explore this whole scene in Prosper, Texas. Prosper as a city is a home to a variety of recreational amenities and local eateries, and it offers a unique blend of small town charm, you've heard this before, right, and convenient access to larger city attractions. But just inside Prosper, nearly 450 acres of parkland, of which 80 acres belong to Frontier Park. This park is amazing. I've watched it grow over the years, and it is the crown jewel in Prosper, boasting a massive outdoor complex with lighted fields, including 11 soccer fields, 2 synthetic turf multipurpose fields, 3 synthetic turf fields for baseball or softball, and a 5-plex baseball softball complex. On top of that, 5 backstops for batting cages, and a lacrosse field, of all things, here in Texas. This park also features a catch and release pond, walking trails, playgrounds, and one of the best splash pads for kids, little kids who want to have fun on hot summer days. It really is almost a destination in and of itself. And then you have the old Main Street, which is still kicking, with a couple of pretty cool stores and restaurants around the corner, and it has a real fun food park associated with it as well. Prosper festivals are probably some of the highlights that you'll find for entertainment in Prosper, like the Christmas Festival, offering holiday fun, food, music, activities for the kids, and they have an incredible 4th of July celebration called Firecracker Festival as well. And when it comes to dining, Prosper offers a range of options, from casual eateries to mid-tier restaurants. From Texas barbecue, Italian cuisine, we've got Asian fusion. You'll pretty much find a spot that hits the spot in Prosper, Texas. But for shoppers, Prosper presents a mix of local boutiques, usually smaller local unique boutiques, and larger retail establishments. And the Gates of Prosper is a major shopping center, features a variety of stores ranging from home goods all the way to fashion. Now, when it comes to fine dining and destination shopping venues, you won't find much of that in Prosper, but remember, Prosper's prime location is just north of Frisco, just north of Plano, just north of McKinney, and it gives you access to the extensive shopping, dining, and entertainment options in all of those towns north of Dallas, Texas. While you don't have to put up with the urban, fast-paced environment there, you can relax in the community-oriented suburbia of Prosper and be minutes away from all of that high-end shopping and dining that you'll want to go to from time to time. So again, is that a plus or is that a minus, a yin-yang, pro-con? I don't know. You decide. Make your notes, and we'll keep talking. And we're about to get into the last 3 areas that we're going to talk about, which are property taxes, traffic, and the growth, right? But first, guys, if you are thinking about moving to Prosper, or any of the other towns north of Dallas, Texas, click the QR code and schedule your Zoom strategy consultation. Because no matter what your price range is, no matter if you want to move in 9 days, 90 days, or next year, we'll help you get clarity on your possibilities for selection, location, and affordability, and the lifestyle that you want, need, and deserve. So you can plan, right? Because planning is everything. So when the time is right, we can help you move with confidence. So let's jump back in. So now let's hit number 5, property taxes. This is one everybody's interested in Prosper, Texas. You know, property taxes in Prosper are often characterized as moderate to actually high. And this is really due in part to the region's growth and the necessity for public services and infrastructure to keep pace with the growth. So keep in mind, Prosper is located across 2 counties. There's Denton County, there's Collin County. And if you take the whole landmass, you can find tax rates from right around 2% up to average of 2.5 to 2.7% and or higher, right? But here in Texas, what does that mean? Well, to calculate what your property tax liability is each year, the county in which your house is located will place an assessed value on the home. That assessed value is multiplied times the tax rate, and there you have, that is your annual tax due for property taxes here in the state of Texas. Now, fortunately, the assessed value tends to be below the market value or sales value. In addition, everybody who owns their own home and lives in it as their primary residence in Texas will get what we call a homestead exemption on your taxes, and there are other tax exemptions you may qualify to help lower or abate that tax just a little bit. Now, this might seem high, but remember, in Texas, we don't have a state tax. So if you're coming from most any other state that does have a property tax, this does have a state tax rather, this property tax will probably wash with the state tax you've been paying. So now let's talk about number 6, which is the traffic in Prosper, Texas. Being mostly residential communities, it's easy to get in and out of neighborhoods if you're living close to either Preston Road or the Dallas North Tollway. Now, there are some areas where the 2-lane traffic goes out pretty far away from those roads, and it can be pretty congested in the morning because of the density of homes along those 2-lane roads. But if your destination is Preston Road or the Dallas North Tollway and you live fairly close to those, it really shouldn't be too bad. But if your destination is you need to go next to US 380, the east-west route south of Preston or south of Prosper, and you have to travel on 380, that's going to be pretty significant traffic density in the mornings and the evenings, and that may call for a long phone conversation with your favorite person or an audiobook. And if you happen to be working all the way down in Dallas, well, it's going to be a long commute any way you cut it. Traffic patterns and how bad the traffic is really relative to the benefit you're going to get from living where you do. The lifestyle of living in Prosper may just outweigh the car time that you have to commit to based on where you work if you really love what you're getting out of Prosper, Texas. On the other hand, it may not. So here's what you need to do. You need to be ready to answer the question, what is the maximum time I would spend in a daily commute? Right? How much time away from family? How much time in the car? And it will become very obvious whether or not Prosper, Texas would be a pro or a con for you. So let's drive into the last one, which is number 7, which is growth. Prosper, Texas is definitely, everybody would agree, a city on the move. Over the past few years, it has experienced significant growth, and current projections suggest that this trend is going to do nothing but keep going strong. The city's plans for growth are robust, and they encompass not just residential, but also retail development and commercial development, infrastructure, and more schools. In terms of residential growth, get this, the city issued over 1,000 single-family residential lot permits in the last year alone. And this represents a significant year-on-year increase, reflecting the sheer growth in demand for housing in Prosper, Texas. Looking ahead, projections by city planners suggest an even steeper increase, with an expected 1,500 new lot permits being issued in the coming year. This growth in lot permits translates directly into new home construction. And in the past year, over 900 new homes were built in Prosper. given the projected increase in lot permits, we can anticipate a pretty good uptick in new home construction as well, guys. And per current projections, we can expect to see around 1,200 to 1,300 new homes being built in the next year. This rapid growth is it's exciting, but at the same time, it's extremely challenging. It's exciting because it means more opportunities for residents and businesses alike, but it's challenging because the city needs to ensure that infrastructure and services keep pace with the growth. And we talked about these 2-lane roads, which go kind of far away from either Prosper or the Dallas North Tollway. Those 2-lane roads over the next couple of years are going to have to be redone into maybe 4-lane or just a little better quality of 2-lane. So you may be dealing with some different traffic patterns because of road construction or road improvements, right? But the one thing that Prosper has done, and they've proven, is their commitment to managing this growth effectively. And I've seen it. It makes it a strong contender for those considering to move to Prosper, Texas. Whether rapid growth in this area would be a pro or a con to you, it's kind of hard to get away from rapid growth in this area. But either which way, make your notes, because it will depend largely on how you feel about it, will depend largely on your own personal preferences and circumstances. So here we are in summary. Prosper offers a high quality of life with its top-rated schools, robust housing market, and highly rated quality of life, and proximity to Dallas North Tollway and surrounding cities of Frisco, McKinney, Allen, Plano, and more. However, it's important to consider factors such as property taxes and the pace of growth, which could affect traffic, could affect taxes, and the future living experience if you buy a house there. So Prosper's unique blend of small town charm and modern suburbia is hard to resist for a lot of people. So put in the comments down below, after you've heard the whole thing today, is it a pro or a con? Where do you fall out on this question? So, guys, is it time for you to get clarity on where you find affordability, selection, and location that's going to give you the lifestyle and quality of life that you want, that you need, and that you deserve? No matter what city it is, price point, whether you're relocating, upsizing, downsizing, first timing, if it's time to start that planning and you deserve the benefits of an expert advisor working for you, give us a call, shoot us an email, give us a text, or click the QR code that you see right now and schedule your no cost, no obligation strategy consultation via Zoom with us. And we could be moving forward together to help you move with confidence too. This is Phil Martin, hoping you enjoyed all this information about Prosper, Texas, and we will talk soon. Take care.